Hello everyone, welcome back to more chess, playing 1510 as black against Debanch 12. Okay, we're gonna continue experimenting with the Caro-Kann here. One nice thing, by the way, about playing chess, I forget if I mentioned this on camera before, is that the videos upload so fast. I can upload an entire video in like a minute. There's just so little motion that it compresses really well. Anyway, last game we made the mistake of playing this first. Now I have the bishop outside the pawn chain, which is a big improvement. And we could play this, but I don't think we necessarily have to just yet. What is this? I could stop it, but I don't really see the threat. Like, is the rook getting here right now really so great? I mean, go for it if you want, I guess. Oh, no, this is fine, right? No, it's not fine. My bishop is trapped. This move prepares this. And if I go here, yeah, ugh, this is embarrassing. Well, which pawn of theirs would I like to take down with me? I mean, also, I guess there's some advantage to here pulling out the queen, and then I go at I get some tempo against her. But I think I'd rather just try this. This is so upsetting. I could go here, get chased, come back here, get chased, and they've established this gigantic pawn chain. Is that something I want to encourage? I don't think so. So let's try to blunt the attack on the king side, I guess. Yeah. And make some developing moves, I guess, with tempo. Could have just done this last move and been fine. Maybe this, threatening to trade queens, but then here. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll see what I can do with this bad situation. Try to target this pawn, maybe? I wonder if I should have done this first. Well, no. They're putting a knight there anyway. Okay, well, I think this is safe enough. And my disadvantage is not so great. All things, I mean, or what am I trying to say? In the end, I guess is what I was looking for. My own pawn may come under some fire eventually. I wonder if they should have run all the way back to the queen and then tried this. But I have my G pawn to support it, so it's not so bad. I think I'm perfectly happy playing bishop e7 next. Just come back to it's a pretty commanding position, you know, attacking a lot of the board, nestled behind some pawns. There's things like queen here pinning the knight, but I don't really see much advantage in that. Okay. They're going to attack the bishop. That's fine. I guess they want to go here next? Maybe? Oh, or here? No, I would just trade bishops and be reasonably happy, I think. Well, not exactly happy. No, I wouldn't just trade bishops because I would win a bishop if they tried to put a piece here, right? I'm attacking it twice, and it's currently like they're attacking it twice. But if you move a piece in here, you lose one of the attackers that was on the square. So we just back up all the way here. Seems pretty hard to imagine any other move being good. I don't know. You could sack here. Does not seem like a good idea to me. So that idea of the rook pawn threatening this bishop is something I should keep in mind. Or not this bishop, but this one. What? I don't see any particular advantage of being there. We could have this pin, I guess, but they would just kick me. Do I want to try to break down this pawn? I don't think so. I wonder about going queenside, because this is an area my rooks might be able to get in on. I don't know. I think they're going to go queenside, right? So their king is going to be pretty safe over here, but all the action, I think, should be over on this side. Maybe queenside would be a cool thing to do. Anyway, knight here seems fine. He's not doing anything at the moment, but he could maybe support this, which would make this pawn break would make a queenside castle look more attractive because the rooks can now do something. So I'd like to, I don't know, maybe I could have just done this pawn break immediately, actually. But I want to be able to castle first before something bad happens to me, I guess. Hmm. I mean, this is letting the bishop in, maybe? Or this? It's also adding support for this square, so they could put a bishop here and trade a bit if they wanted. I mean, it's pretty hard to do anything but this, I think. Even though I don't necessarily like the consequences. Like, rook up here? Surely that can't be good. Queen here just deflects it, so... Yeah, I think this is all I have. I don't like it. I have pretty good pawns. There is that. And a bishop that harmonizes with them well. Although I suspect that's about to change. Bishop here looks like a pretty good move and forces a dark square bishop exchange, which my opponent is thrilled to have. I could practically pre-move this, honestly. I won't, because it'll be disastrous if they do something else. But I feel quite certain that's what's coming next. And here, knight here, yeah. Don't have any other options, so here we go. Well, no, hang on, I could try this. Does this accomplish something? I was going to play this anyway. And my knights exercise control over this square. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna if I actually try taking with a knight, I'm gonna have trouble. I guess probably this knight, right? I'm gonna have trouble actually extricating both my bishop and the queen from this diagonal, and I don't have any other way to trade for this guy that I can see. Maybe here. Sorry, obviously they wouldn't do that. Here. And then I can try, like, getting in here some other way? I don't know. I really hate giving away the dark square bishop, but I don't know. Maybe I can live with this. These knights and the bishop hang on to each other pretty nicely. And if I can ever attack this guy, say like this, then I won't have to give up my excellent bishop. Oh, what if I moved the bishop first? Now, while there's not this pin? No, because this comes with check and that would be pretty bad. I want to get a knight here. But the only way to do it is through here. I'm going to try to hang on to the bishop. Maybe it's too greedy. But I'm hopeful that the knights and maybe my rook can make this work. They're not making me get rid of it. They're just trading that bishop in? Why? They get this pawn. I see. I missed this. Yeah, so this pawn, I pushed it to stop the trade, but it was necessary. It was defending this pawn. Oh my god. That's even worse. I think. I mean, I can move the king, or I can move a bishop, or I can block with the queen. I don't think moving the king is very good. This gets the queens off, which I'm not happy about. But this just puts me in a pin that I can't really get out of. The queen is almost impossible to attack, even though she's right up in my face. So I think we have to go here. And they're still getting this G pawn. Leaving me down an entire knight. And with less active pieces, I think. And no safe home for my king, really. Not sure what to even try. I mean, castles, I guess. Before something even worse happens to me. But actually, if I castle, they have this. And they get more material off. So I should probably do something with this knight first. Like defend this pawn or something? Or swing this rook over, attack their knight? He kind of has to go backwards. Okay, fine. My opponent should probably castle soon, because this is an enticing pin, right? Actually, they can just go here. Oh! That might not be so great for me. Yeah, offering a trade, sure. This offers a rook trade, which I don't much want. Can pile up on the knight. Where can he go? Here, here, here. I don't really like this. What if I just go after this pawn? They have this, but I don't think that's really... Well, that defends it, actually. Interesting. This is a pretty tough square for them to contest a rook on, actually. No knights can get there quickly. No rooks can get to it. The bishop's the wrong color. Let's go for this. Well, I mean, I could trade these and then go here and I think be assured of winning this, but I don't think that's really so great for me. So I don't want to trade pieces, right? Simplifying is the enemy. I guess they castle to defend this, actually. That's kind of cool. But I guess I have the idea of like rook here, tying the rook and knight together. Okay, well, there goes that. This is still tough to get to. They're like not so far away from checkmating me. But I don't think they can quite do it with just these pieces, right? I have this escape. I can't castle at the moment. It's a bit of an annoyance. Probably won't be able to like anytime soon, in fact. That's not so bad, though. Maybe this is where I'm headed? Oh, that's pretty bad. How long has that been sitting there? Just now. I see. Okay. Well, that'll do it, I think. This would be an interesting... I guess I wouldn't get checkmated, but... My idea is here to try and, like, keep the knight from getting away. I imagined this, but I can block with one piece and defend with the other. I'm just walking into this dreadful pin is all. And I just have to add any fuel to the fire and I'm dead. Alright, well, we'll go for it, I guess. sucks a lot, let me tell you. I can win this pawn. Here, 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 I guess. To try to keep my my king on this square. They're not castling now, which is nice. Or not at the moment. Maybe they can dislodge the rook. It's undefended after all. Knight here, for example. Yeah. But I think this is alright. Or even here. I don't know. Kind of like pinning the knight to the king, but they just castle and then what? This offers a trade, which I don't want, but it doesn't mean I can start walking my king over here to pick up this knight. If they go for it. Okay, fine. I hate it. I hate everything. Pawn's pretty hard to defend as well. I don't know, I guess. I can't, like, well, I don't know. They can attack it twice, but not easily. Alright, so what is this knight up to? Coming in here, maybe? Why? Trying to control this square, maybe. Yeah, that's a cool idea, because that's where I want to defend this pawn from. Ha! He gets in to defend! Oh, that's amazing. But it doesn't... I don't know if it works. They can trade 2 pieces for 1 this way, which is better than just losing a piece, I guess. I have a cool bishop. I don't want to make this trade, but I kind of have to. I mean, I could just leave the knight here stranded, but then if my king is ever dislodged, they get a free knight, right? Okay, well. I assume this is our next move. But again, no reason to pre-move it. Rook can attack it. That's nice. What about this? I can't actually defend the pawn, but I certainly don't want to just trade it. think the king should just blockade here. Otherwise, you risk this. And then I get to advance my pawn. I don't know. They can just dislodge the knight, though, right? So I have to get my king in first. I gotta stop the rook from entering if I'm gonna accomplish anything. Rook's just gonna get behind that, huh? Well, keep your king on dark squares. Maybe something good will happen. Yeah, I guess here's the next plan. Ah, I see. If I try that, they attack my knight, who's the only thing guarding this pawn. So I can go here, but they can still come out and add a second attacker. And in fact, this rook chases away both of my defenders. Well, but I'm attacking the bishop in that case, so maybe it's okay. You know, I wonder if instead of putting the king here, I should have put the bishop here. The knight here and tried to pick that up. I'm now not so far down that I should be terrified of trading things. Like a pawn for a bishop might be just worth it. This is such a good pawn. I really don't want to lose him. I'm just not sure I can get away with keeping him is all. Hmm. So this keeps the rook out, unless he wants to go here, in which case take the bishop. They maybe... I don't know, they have to do something about the bishop, right? Make some bishop move now? Really? I think I'm just winning the bishop now. No? You still get the pawn, I guess. But I get this pawn, and it's pretty close all of a sudden. And my king is in a much better position than theirs. Oh, I don't have opposition. You can go there. I mean, I do, but you don't have to go back. Sure. So make another candidate pawn, maybe? If they ever try to... Oh, I see. They're going to try to get behind this guy. Can I go faster? Not really. I could blockade. Probably should, right? But don't I then have to start letting their rook in? Yeah. I guess I have to anyway. Unless I try something like this. This? Oops. This, maybe? Then if they want to go to all the effort of getting behind this guy, I can pick up enough of these, trade my knight off, and see if my king and all these pawns against their rook. I guess they don't have to get behind it now that my king is gone, right? They can just push. Okay. But now this pawn is a big threat, isn't he? He's close enough to get to safety guarded by my king, right? I guess you can try to disrupt it by attacking this guy. That seems like the right idea to me. If I could have 2 moves in a row, go here, here, oh, I'd be thrilled. Guards this pawn. I don't know. Then they would just get behind this guy and take the knight. Maybe that wouldn't be so great. I guess at the moment, my d-pawn is guarded by the knight, so if they try this, I could maybe pick this up instead. But I think my king just gets cut off that way. And then they can bring the king over and pick this up. Yeah. The knight's also keeping the king away, which is kind of cute. But he can come in like this. If my king is deflected. I think this must still be a definitely losing endgame. But I have a good pawn. That's my advantage. A single good pawn and a good king. Oh, wow. They can actually defend that? They thought about it for a long time. I assume they're right. But here, what exactly is the plan then? Here, I guess. Push. Here, I suppose, was another thing to consider. Here, takes. King has to run with check. Uh, yeah, where exactly does he go? There's just too many things he has to do. You know what? We're going to go for this. And I think here, maybe we take a break to get the knight to hang on to this. Oh, does that really? I feel like my king and my knight are going to be enough to have a shot in that case. There's not some cool fork, is there? No. Hmm. My knight's gonna be... He's gonna have his attention divided, I guess, between the two sides of the board is the problem. Yeah. I can go here next, stopping the pawn in its tracks, but then you just start pushing this, and what am I gonna do? Counter with my own push, but they just take it, right? Yep. Well, maybe they don't know their pawn end games. Maybe I can get away with something here. Well, no, because the king just the king just can't track that down, right? I guess if they go too far, but then I don't know. It's pretty hopeless. Let's try making a move. Oh, I would rather have a bishop here. Yeah, now they. Now I am toast, right? I mean, I've been toast for a while. I can do this, but then they just push this one instead. And if I don't do this, I'm dead, right? I don't know. Let's just get out of here. Remind me what went wrong here? I dropped the bishop at the beginning. Oh, it was drawn at some point. I dropped the bishop at the beginning, and then I dropped another piece, I feel like, right? Like, I had a bigger disadvantage than that. Two blunders. Well, this one and this one, I suppose. Apparently nothing else I did was that bad. Oh yeah, I dropped that rook. Apparently that wasn't a big deal. So yeah, it says don't do this. It's like the worst move on the board. This would be probably okay. Yeah. I was like, I could stop them from advancing, but I didn't really see what they were trying to do. Oh, of course. This was the other blunder. I'm kind of puzzled. Why is this not a blunder? Oh, this one must just be a mistake. I should attack the rook. So that if here, I'm not losing anything. And this was drawn. I see. I think what I need to do is recognize that the knight and pawn ending is losing for me, and therefore don't go for it. Just this or something instead, right? Don't um don't spend two moves on accomplishing nothing, right? Push here. And now I have two threats. I mean, it still looks really difficult for me, but apparently it's fine. If they don't go for this now, like, I don't know, what do they try? This seems bad. I would have, like, this, probably. Yeah. So that's clearly not the next move. What if they push this pawn? I can push again? Or maybe bring my knight over, since this pawn doesn't have any support yet? I don't think that works, because this push, and if I take, I lose the knight. I could just grab the pawn. But then I'm going to have trouble tracking this down, aren't I? I mean, I get to here, but I'm quickly chased away by a rook. On the other hand, then I have this, right? Yeah, maybe king takes would be okay in this case? No, it says knight here, huh? Oh, who cares about this pawn? They can't get to this one anymore. They have to come all the way back, babysit with the rook. And my knight is here in time. It says promote to get the rook off. And I can't hang on to my pawn, but I can go for theirs? Interesting. Yeah, so this... This was their blunder, and I correctly pushed. They thought forever and then went here. I pushed. And with this, I thought, like, the best I could do would be to trade the rook for the pawn. But actually, that's not true. I should create another threat. Connect up my passer so that it can't be really threatened. It says this would actually be the best move, but then... Now push is okay? Because I have more of a head start on this pawn, I guess? I'm not sure. This pawn can go somewhere in time? So they commit some moves to that pawn, and then we park the knight. Why can't they just do this? I'm not sure. I mean, we both queen, I guess. And apparently this is okay. I mean, I guess, sure, I have a knight, they have a pawn. But there's, like, maybe a queen trade or something. And then my knight and king track that down. Interesting. So I had considered knight here. I didn't think about just pushing another pawn. But the point is, like, if I push this, they get to trade a rook for a pawn. Which is what they can do anyway. And all I'm doing is wasting moves. So I should work on my other any other win condition, which is obviously this. Okay. Well, you know, not a great game. But you know, a learning experience about the dangers of this. So is this like a known play? It's like fine. Okay. Incidentally, it says it's better to take this pawn so that neither the king nor the queen side is safe, I guess. For my opponent. Okay, whatever. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.